Is it a crime to air an offensive view?
Right. So police officers have been told that they should no longer investigate people who say offensive things online spats. Now, this is actually to do with new guidance that's been issued by the College of Policing. Now, the reason... I just want to clarify this because I think there's a lot of confusion about this. A lot of the articles are saying this is a great victory for free speech. Suddenly, you know, we're not going to have police investigating nasty tweets and that kind of nonsense, OK? Now, the only reason the College of Policing have done this is because the reporting of non-crime hate incidents was determined to be unlawful by the Court of Appeal in the case of Harry Miller, and we've covered that story many times on this programme. The Home Office has said to the College of Policing, you need to stop recording non-crime because the police have no business investigating non-crime. They're there for crime. And the College of Policing went away saying, yeah, OK, it's unlawful, so we'll just change our guidelines a little bit. And what they've done in the new guidelines, which I've looked at, is basically they've fudged it. And it's interesting because a lot of the media reports on this have been, oh, this is great, so now the police are going to stop recording non-crime. No, they're not. They're not, because the College of Policing are absolutely not backing down. They're just changing their wording a little bit because they're so ideologically captured.
Is that right?
That is right, yeah.
So I was wrongly optimistic about this. Because the wording had changed here. It says that the updated guidance makes clear that incidents must not be recorded when they are trivial or irrational. The perception of the complainant is no longer enough.
Yes.
So that's the key part, that we'd had this absurd abandoning of objective truth in favour of the perception of the claimant.
That's true.
So hopefully it'll be better. I mean...
Well, they're saying it should be a bit more stringent on that regard, but there's another part of the document that still preserves that idea.
Yeah, and Harry Miller himself was worried about that, saying there's still... And he's also said there's separate rules governed by another body that will allow incidents to be recorded based on victims' perception. So it's a step. It's not the whole thing. It's like a step.
It's a problem, and it happens again and again. When the High Courts say you've got to do something, these quangos, like the College of Policing, who are so captured by this ideology, they just won't do it.
Did you hear what the constable said to Harry Miller? I brought the quote for you guys. He said, so Harry Miller had a chief constable say to him, common sense is not an appropriate tool for a police officer because it leads to unpredictable outcomes. How mad is that?
Wow.
And he said, what we need is more guidance. Because that's never gone wrong historically, is it?
No,
People just
I mean,
ignoring common sense and following guidance.
I mean, non-crime, honestly, Lewis, non-crime hate incidents. That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, you can't take away... It's like taking away a policeman's gun. Once they have a gun, they want to keep the gun. And I think this is one more tool that police have to cudgel. Cudgel, that's a weapon, but...
Your point is right, is that once people have these powers that they ought not to have...
Right, and
surrendering that... It's like the government, if you give the government powers to exercise restrictions on free speech, getting those powers back is impossible.
Is impossible. And the number one person who's brought this subject up is working for this station, and that's you.
It is me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that. I'm nervously suspecting an insult is about to... Because there's no way that you would just do a compliment like that.
That's the problem with gay people. That's where you feel like he's going.
That's where he's going. That's where he's going.
I'm with you 100%.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.